I say something? Taylor Swift has nothing to do with the Chiefs' success.
Welcome into the fifth quarter. Claudette Montana, Robin Lundberg here with you to break down some of the top storylines from NFL Sunday Week 8. And we start with the Kansas City Chiefs, who took their second loss of the season to the Denver Broncos. Broncos snap a 16-game loss streak to the Chiefs. So, Robin, after the loss in Denver, did the Chiefs lose just like a little bit of respect?
I don't think it has anything to do with the Denver loss. I feel like the Chiefs are being disrespected for other things. Travis Kelce was criticized for going to a World Series game by Shannon Sharpe. You know, the fans in Denver are playing Taylor Swift music to get troll the Chiefs a little bit. And I think, you know, I don't want to use the word distraction because that's going too far. But it does feel like instead of the conversation being about can the Chiefs repeat, are the Chiefs a dynasty, they've become some other thing due to this Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift relationship. The game itself, well, look, Patrick Mahomes was sick going in. Teams lose games in the NFL, these random ones, all the time. But I do think people are sick of hearing about the Chiefs in other ways, and that has led to them not being looked at as the darlings they once were and something else.
Taylor Swift probably should have been at that game because the Chiefs seem to win when she's in the stands, but I don't think that they've lost any respect. At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes didn't have his best game through 2 interceptions, but he's playing with the flu in the snow. The Chiefs only have 2 losses on their schedule right now. They're at the top of the AFC West. They're still going to be a team that we're talking about as Super Bowl contenders and a team that's going to probably make a deep postseason run. So, haven't lost respect for me.
Can I say something? Taylor Swift has nothing to do with the Chiefs' success. Nothing to do with the Chiefs' success. They've won 2 Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes. They've been to at least the AFC Championship game every time he started under center. Travis Kelce was already in the greatest of all time debate before this season started. There is nothing to do with, no connections with Swifties and Chiefs' success. If anything else, it's going to go the other direction eventually.
Yeah, I've clearly struck a nerve here, but you got to look at the numbers. Travis Kelce's numbers are better when she's in the stands. That's all I'm saying. The numbers don't lie.
Huge sample size. All right, meanwhile, the Cincinnati Bengals responded off of the bye week with a big win over the San Francisco 49ers. This has become a little bit of a pattern for Joe Burrow to struggle and then get it going, and he was hurt at the beginning of the year. Are the Bengals officially back?
Yeah, just as you mentioned, we see them start slow pretty much every season. This seems to be a pattern, and then they start to get hot. An impressive last couple of weeks for them. They've won their past 3 games in a big win over the 49ers, who are a talented team. They play the Bills this upcoming week, so I think if they win against the Bills, we can say they're back because back-to-back wins against the Niners and the Bills, that would be very impressive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But here's the thing. The margin for error is not high for them because of how they started the season. You look at the division, and it's very bunched up. Baltimore's up top, but there are a lot of teams with the same record. This upcoming stretch is going to decide the Bengals season because they have the Ravens coming up. They have the Jaguars coming up. They have the Steelers coming up. They have the Bills coming up next, I believe. So that's a stretch of tough games. And because they started so slow, they really have to win the majority of them to be in the position that they want to be in. But surely they look like a better team now than they did at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely. And we ought to talk about some big news that happened yesterday as well. Really unfortunate news for Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. He's probably out for the rest of the season with a torn Achilles. So the Vikings are now in the market for a new quarterback, especially as the trade deadline looms. Who should they target?
Well, look, they could decide to just sell and trade their parts to rebuild and punt on this year. But if they want to go all in, I would still call the Cardinals about Kyler Murray, regardless of what the latest reports say. He's the number 1 potential target on the board. Beyond that, who is realistic? Well, you got Jameis Winston in New Orleans, who's a veteran in the NFL and not playing right now. You've got possibly Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee, given the way Will Levis had his coming out party this past weekend. So those are the immediate names that jump to my mind as guys that are realistic to acquire and could start right away.
I think you got to bring in a guy that has veteran experience, is healthy, and has experience as a starter in this league. So names that come to my mind are Jameis Winston, as you mentioned, maybe Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. I'm seeing like Bailey Zappi kind of float around there. That doesn't do much for me. I think you got to go with a guy that has experience in this league and is a veteran.
Yeah, real bummer for Kirk Cousins, who was having a great year as well.